Welcome to Focus on B, the video series where I would typically spend about 20 or so minutes playing and talking about a game that I've got some thoughts on, but this time I'm only going to spend about 10 minutes because, once again, I made this game, and yes, this time I included the main menu, because typically I don't do that because it's kind of pointless because I want my games to be played linearly anyway, but in this case there's no progression, it's just you pick a level and you play, so might as well, right? And also, yes, I wrote the menu music. Pretty fucking cool, right? But anyway, so what kind of game is this? It's a gallery shooter. Why have I made a gallery shooter? Because I felt like experimenting with this thing in Godot called instantiation. So let me tell you how the core of the game works. Every single enemy is a different scene. Those are the components that you build your levels out of, basically. Well, just you build the whole game out of them. So essentially I have an area 2D node. This has no real physical properties, but it's able to know whether or not it's colliding with something. That's pretty much all I need for this. So what I do is I have this little animation playing. It's like, oh, fly, and it's like flying, blah, blah. And then when the area spawns in, it has a whole bunch of things happen to it. So first, it determines whether or not it can even move. So at first it can, obviously. I do this so that I can stop it from moving. As you can see, can move becomes 0. When the area enters, that is when it gets shot, essentially. I have an RNG, a random number generator created that I then use using this random move variable that I declare to set a range between -100 and 100 that determines basically how fast and in what direction the enemy moves, because I want it to be able to move in any direction. So if I just spawn the scene on its own, notice how he went that way this time. Next time, hold on, Alt and F4, next time is going to go same direction. Then he's going to go that way, but a little bit slower. You see what I mean? Next time he should go to the right. Nope. He really doesn't want to go to the right this time. Come on, go to the right. Okay, fuck it. He just doesn't want to go to the right. He's going to go to the right at some point. It's random chance, right? Oh, actually, no, I think I know why. It might be because of, I have no idea why, honestly, but it does work in the game itself. As you can see, if I load up one of the actual levels, check this out, they spawn and they move in different directions. There you go, he went to the right that time. This guy's also going to the right. So anyway, but how do I put them in the game itself? What do I do about that? Why is there, oh yeah, lifespan. I also do this. I use this timer in order to stop them from just existing forever. Instead, I make it so that when 5 seconds pass and you haven't shot them, they just disappear on their own, but they don't give you a point. So anyway, here's how I handle them actually spawning in. I have this G timer, global timer, which resets every 0.75 seconds. Every single time that timer runs, you go here, and where is it? G timer. The timeout function the timeout signal is connected to this function, and then first it checks whether or not you're in the combo. That's for later, but basically what it does is it just first declares free variables. It declares random position X, random position Y, and it picks a range of these numbers to where to put the frickin' scene on the screen. And then it actually instantiates it, right? And then what happens is it takes this instantiated scene and it assigns it these variables so that it can exist without it like leaving the screen necessarily. And it can leave the screen, but it's not going to spawn outside of the screen, essentially. These are the boundaries, right? Then we have reticle score. The reticle is this guy. He is the main, this dude right here. This is what you control. And he has like the simplest process ever. He just has position equals get global mouse position, and that's it. This makes it so that your mouse determines where he goes. And I also have input mouse mode. This right here makes it so that you can't like leave the screen, essentially, like some really amateurish games will do, where your mouse can leave the confines of the screen. It's pretty fucking funny. But anyway, it spawns in and it becomes semi-transparent with this right here. And it also has no collision, actually. Its collision is only enabled after if event is input event mouse button. You hit that, and then it checks what the button is, button left, and it's pressed, and if can shoot is true. Can shoot is for the sake of reloading, because it also has this reload timer, right? So every half a second, it is able to shoot once more. But once it shoots, it can't shoot until the timer makes it so it can shoot. Then, when it shoots, quote unquote, it actually just becomes, it actually has collision now. As you can see, I set the disable to false, so therefore it becomes enabled, right? It's a little bit weird. And then it waits a little bit, and then it does it again. It resets everything. And then I have this on area entered. This is basically it checking for bodies in layer 1, which would be all the targets. It checks, okay, I've hit something. So now I'm going to emit the score signal. And when it's emitted the score signal, there it is right here. First it plays the sound to let the player know, hey, you hit the thing, good job. And then it goes, first it checks for the combo. See, the combo system, you probably noticed, is essentially when you have a certain number of kills at a certain point in the level, you will be able to double, quadruple, and octuple your score. So how that works is that I have these timers here. So score mult, for example, in the first 5 seconds, if you can get 5 kills, as you can see right here, if you can get 5 kills in the first 4 kills, well, yeah, it'd be 5 really. In the first 5 seconds, you first get the little jingle that plays, right? Then you activate the combo. And then if the combo is true, as you can see, you get more points. Same thing for the second one, same thing for the third one, except the third one's a little special because the third one also has an additional function. Right here, it actually doesn't do it necessarily. Basically, I've timed them identically, I think. Let me see, over time. No. How did I initiate? I can't think right now, actually. The game development is one of those things where it's like you can't really think when you're talking about it, but you can do it no problem otherwise. Hold on. So I have this thing, right? Oh, I know. It's constantly running. Overtime it makes it so that when you get to the final stages of the game, it starts to spawn the enemies more frequently. So it's actually running the entire time. I had some issues trying to get it to run specifically when I wanted to, so I just have it run the entire time, but it only actually works when as you can see right here where is overtime anyway? Hold on, let me find it. There it is. It only works if you're in combo free. Otherwise, it'll be running, but it won't be doing anything, and that's fine. As far as the player is concerned, that's okay. So then if you're in combo free, that's when it starts to do everything again. This is the exact same code. I copy pasted it from my global timer that's supposed to spawn enemies. It just happens faster, and this one only works when that's false. So if it becomes true, it's not going to work anymore. So they're not going to end up overlapping each other and making the screen just completely filled with enemies, right? Other than that, though, when it comes to the high score, it was really simple. All I did was just go if score is, where is it? Yeah, there it is. When the game ends, you have an end game right here. First, it stops all these timers, and it goes, if your score is more than the high score, which by default is 0, then the high score becomes score, essentially. So it'll only be updated if it's more than what it previously was. Otherwise, nothing will happen. Then it waits 2 seconds, and then it tells you, hey, you should probably press R to reset. And when you press R, a whole bunch of shit happens right here. And that's it. Also, if input is action just press, this is basically UI cancel. It means escape. When you hit escape, you can, you don't generally want to be doing this. You want to actually assign custom commands, but I just did it that way because it was easy. And I mean, the other thing's easy too. It's just faster, whatever. What it does is it changes back to the main menu because yes, this time I actually incorporated a main menu, and the main menu is right over here actually. This is like my third time recording this, so this time I'll actually show off the main menu as well, because as you can see, it's really simple. It's just a bunch of nodes, basically. I just copy-pasted the behavior of the reticle. It's identical. Everything's oh, actually, no, hold on. It's not identical. No, it is identical. That's literally everything is the exact same here. And then I just make it so that when these things get collided into, they send a signal over to this, and it goes, if you hit the grass level, go to the grass level. If you hit the beach level, go to the beach level, right? And it's as simple as that. Then I have a simple parallax auto-scrolling background here for the stripe in the background to make it look all nice and cool. And that's pretty much how I made the game, really. There's maybe some more things I might be missing, but it's not a very in-depth, complicated game. I just wanted to make something really simple and fun. the main hook is like the combo system, which I know isn't like super original. Plenty of other games do it too. But hey, it's an exercise in the way this fucking software works, man. So give me a break. Anyway, so that's going to do it for this episode of Focus on B. Typically it'd be 20 minutes long, but in this case just 10 minutes because it's just a showcase for my game. And this has been 8 Shot, that's the name of the game, 2025 PC.